Next, we're going to talk about misuses of statistics, and this is a really important idea for you to make sure you understand, because this is a piece that statistics is used in almost every single field that you're going to go into, any type of job. But you need to understand, again, it's just kind of like a calculator. You need to understand what it's doing so that you know if something is being misused. So what I want to stress is, if you're a good person in marketing, you actually know how to present the data to show the best information that you want to put forward. And it may not be giving you the full piece. So you need to be careful, and we're going to talk about what should you ask yourself when you're looking at them. So this first piece I'm showing you, there is two different graphs, and they both show the same information. But this is why it's really important when we get into our graphs later on to always show what's called a true zero. Because if you don't show the true zero, it can actually modify what you're seeing. So on picture A, stock A, you can see here where it said, it has tick marks going up 0 to 40. And it's showing pretty much a straight line. Now, again, that may not be what you want to see. You may want to look closer at the tick marks. But in this case, even if you're going to show closer to it, you notice that they put the true zero here so that people weren't misled, that they can see that they're going in a closer tick mark. But it definitely shows a different picture. So this is something we use every day, and that businesses use all the time in presenting their data, putting their best foot forward. The second two drawings are your bar graphs, and again, the scaling is a difference. You have to be careful on the scale. So that's going to be really important. That is going to be really important for you to do when you're designing your own drawings, is always label your scale. Always tell people what it's actually at, because that's a way that you can actually mislead somebody. So what we're going to look at here next is just, again, some basic misuses of statistics. So first thing we're talking about is just some questions you should always ask yourself when you're looking at a study. First one is probably the most important. Who is sponsoring this survey and sponsoring this study? I'm not saying that a company, there isn't value in a company doing a statistical study about what they're producing. It's needed, but they're not usually going to tell you the bad data. They're only going to show you the positive data. So make sure you're clear on who is doing that. We just looked at some ways to gather the data. So what type of sampling technique did they use? That's really important as well, because if you're just going out and picking, arbitrary people, or are you going and making sure you're getting a good sampling of each type of category? What are you using? Size of sample. This is one that actually is used oftentimes on TV in commercials, where they'll say 1 out of 5 dentists say that this is the best toothpaste. Well, they literally could have gone to 5 dentists only, or they could have gone to 100 dentists. So they also could have gone to dentists that they had already sent samples to. So they've already, made those pieces where they've kind of skewed the data. So you need to, again, ask yourself some more questions. Always, always read your diagrams very carefully. Know what is on each, the vertical and horizontal. Know what the scale is. Know where the zero is. Really important to read the fine print, because they may put it on there, but they might put it in a small fine print at the bottom, and that's really important for you to read. So number 2 is some words that are misused. The word average, we're going to see in this chapter, can mean the mean, the median, the mode. It actually can mean the mid-range. There's lots of different pieces that can be the average. When we think of the average, so when I say average, most of you think of the mean, where we add everything up and we divide by how many we have. But there's actually a weighted mean and so forth. So the word average can be used, and we think it is meaning one specific piece, but they could use one of these other forms and it would be to their advantage. The word largest. largest of what? So what grouping did they use to give this word? So again, this has changed slightly, but back in the day, they used to call on the telephone and they would say, trying to get you to switch from AT&T to Sprint or so forth. So this is, again, also kind of an idea that they do actually use now with cell phones. And they would say to you, how many people have switched in this last month? But here's a question to ask. How many of them kept that service after the free period ended? A lot of people will switch and jump. This is true with DirecTV, Dish, different pieces like that. They'll switch when they can get that better promo code, and as soon as that promo code's out, they switch off to another one. So that's not really going to tell you how many switched this month. They may be running a great sale. So ask more questions. And finally, there are the charts and graphs that we kind of already looked at. The dimensions are very easy to use that are misleading. Okay, scale is super important, and to show the true zero. This is going to be important to me. They talk about it in the book, but sometimes they don't do it. They don't follow their own directions. But anytime you're ever drawing a graph for me, the scale has to be there. The labels of the axis have to be there, and the true zero on your vertical axis has to be there. You may need to put a break in it, like the one above with the stock B picture, but it needs to be there. So what we're going to look at next is some examples from the book. And again, these are going to be just like your homework problems. And I want you to look at the statement and tell what possible misuses or misinterpretations may exist. So I want you to go ahead and read these 4. I want you to pause this right now. I want you to write down what misuses or misinterpretations you see. When you're done, press play again, and you can hear me talk through this as well. So going to number 1, healthy snacks, cookies are fat-free. So eat as many as you would like, and you will not gain weight. So this is a big marketing tool that they use. They use whatever the key word is at that time. Keto, fat-free, etc. Calories have a big part in you gaining weight, and they've done different studies with that. So just because they're fat-free doesn't mean that there isn't other stuff in it that will be not healthy for you. Number 2, most accidents occur on Saturday night. That means that people do not drive carefully on Saturday night. Things that could be wrong from this inference. There are usually more people on the road on Saturday evenings. As they're not working, they're going out for pleasure. There's usually more alcohol involved. There's different other pieces that are involved in this idea. They're not just going to and from work. They're going to outside other areas. Number 3, some of you may feel that this is true, but there is errors in this statement. More men than women are involved in automobile accidents. Therefore, women are better drivers. Now, again, some of us feel that this is true, but like I know in my household, my husband, if we're together, he tends to like to drive instead of me. And actually, I don't mind just riding along. So I think this happens a lot of times with couples, that one person drives more than another. So that could play some effect in how many automobile accidents there are. Number 4, we're going to definitely visit this one in this chapter. The average depth of a pond is only 3 feet, so it's safe to go wading. That's super misleading. You have no idea how uniform that average is. There could be one huge hole in the middle, and then it's super shallow everywhere else. So you can't just use an average when you're talking about depth of something to know if it's okay to go wading if you can't swim. Again, you're going to make some mistakes in this. This section is a pretty quick section for you to do, but make sure you do review it come test time.